Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, everybody, and happy Valentine's Day. We hope your day was filled with lots of love. Thank you so much for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Angelo Bavaro.
And I'm Bridget Buerlo. We also hope you were blown away by all the love you received. Not so much blown away by the wind. We're currently in a weather impact alert.
Yeah, meteorologist Deshaun Robinson is here with the first check of that forecast. Deshaun, is it Cupid blowing the wind or Jack Frost? I think I know the answer to that.
Sadly, I'll say Jack Frost. It's going to be a messy weekend, and then next week will be very cold as Arctic air moves in. So winter weather alerts are up for much of the Northeast, including much of Connecticut, as there is a potential for snow and ice. Ice is a concerning part with this storm. So light snow begins Saturday afternoon. This would turn to more heavier snow as we head into the evening. A changeover to sleet and freezing rain is looking likely after midnight, and that will definitely cause some difficult traveling conditions. The ice may linger into Sunday, and then Arctic air moves in for Monday. It is still a bit breezy out there with those gusts reaching near 20 to 25 miles per hour. Our breezy conditions will lessen as the night moves along. So mostly cloudy for tonight. Temperatures will fall to near 20 degrees. So it will be a rather cold start to your Saturday. Coming up, I'll take a closer look at this weekend storm. Back to you guys.
Right now, a Waterbury police officer is recovering after investigators say he was shot in the leg.
Yeah, take a look at the scene from last night. This happened when officers were confronting suspects in a carjacking investigation, and those suspects appeared in court just a few hours ago. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson learned more about what led up to this shooting and has more tonight from Waterbury.
Now, guys, it was Thursday evening when the Waterbury Police Department's Auto Theft Task Force was conducting operations inside the city. And when they got to 16 Claremont Avenue to investigate a carjacking, the situation turned violent quickly. It was late Thursday evening when shots rang out in a Waterbury neighborhood. The person on the receiving end, according to Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo, it was veteran detective R.J. Sackett.
They were able to identify a location where the suspects were attempting to flee from this area. It led them through some backyards onto Claremont Street. Detective R.J. Sackett of the Waterbury Police Department, assigned to the Vice and Intelligence Unit. When he came around the back of that particular building, he was fired upon by a suspect.
Police believe the shooter to be 20-year-old Ariane Perez Feliciano, who faces a handful of charges, including criminal attempt at murder, 2 counts of first-degree robbery, and assault on a police officer. Police say 18-year-old Sidney Reed and 19-year-old Alberto Rodriguez were also arrested. Police say that the trio was driving a stolen white Ford Explorer, and the guns they had were illegal. Christopher Mersko, who lives nearby, is trying to wrap his head around all the chaos.
The police and the dogs and everything were out there, and this is, something happened. This is usually a quiet neighborhood. Nothing happens like this. I'm surprised it happened.
Living in Waterbury for 40 years, Mersko confirms carjackings have been a problem.
Carjackings have been a problem off and on here. Like people, especially if you leave your car running, they'll come in and they'll take it.
Andrea Gianpetruzzi walks her dog through the area every day.
This is part of our everyday and every night routine, and we were out last night. A little scary to think that we could have been out during the time of the incident.
As Officer Sackett recovers from his injury, Mayor Pernaruski praised Waterbury's finest for putting their lives on the line.
Every one of them takes this risk every day when they put on that uniform and go out there to what they will tell you is just doing their job. Last night was a great example of the professionalism and the dedication of our police officers.
Now, on Friday, those suspects were arraigned here at Waterbury Superior Court. It was quite the scene as police officers from around the city were here in support of that officer that was shot. The state argued that Ariane Perez Feliciano, the person they're saying pulled the trigger, is a danger to the community. And they're saying that his co-defendants, Sidney Reed and Alberto Rodriguez, went on record saying that Feliciano said he was going to shoot it out with the cops when they found them. The state prosecution also believes that Reed and Rodriguez matched the description of two individuals who were involved in a January home invasion and robbery, where they're saying Rodriguez was the one to actually put a gun to the head of a kid and threaten them. Superior Court Judge Joseph Schwartz says that if this is all true, then this case probably is going to be one of the worst he's dealt with in Waterbury. For now in Waterbury, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
The man arrested at Tweed New Haven Airport for making comments about a bomb and the plane crashing was arraigned today. Police say 31-year-old Jared Tucker of Fairfield was pulled off a Velo Flight 295 after talking with passengers. The plane was deboarded and everybody in that terminal went back through TSA. Tucker is out on a promise to appear in 2 weeks. He's charged with breach of peace.
A man is recovering from smoke inhalation after a fire burned through an apartment complex in Hartford. This happened around 9 this morning on Sisson Street in the Parkville neighborhood. The fire was on the first of 3 floors and was quickly put out. Several people living above the first floor had to be rescued due to all that smoke. The fire marshal is now investigating.
A man is dead and 2 people are in the hospital tonight after the car they were in slammed into a train bridge support early this morning in Meriden. This happened near South Colony Road and Powers Drive. All 3 people were taken to the hospital alive, but sadly that 20-year-old driver did not survive. The other passengers are recovering. Investigators closed that road for several hours. That crash is still under investigation tonight.
And there is an ongoing disagreement tonight about whether to reappoint the head of Connecticut's Public Utility Regulatory Authority, also known as Pura.
Fox 61's Emma Wolforst joins us in the studio with the latest on that.
Supporters of Pura Chairman Marissa Gillette say not approving her nomination would be a huge step back for Connecticut, but others are raising concerns about Gillette's ability to be impartial.
Ratepayers in this state deserve strong regulators who will hold our utilities to account.
The utilities and forces within state government are working overtime to sabotage the new performance-based regulatory regime.
Strong words from state lawmakers who are pushing to reappoint Marissa Gillette as Pura chairman.
She's probably one of the first people as chairman who has a strong regulatory experience, strong analytical capability, really working every day on behalf of the consumers, and as an umpire, as a judge, making sure that the utilities get what they need to invest as we protect the consumers.
In January, Governor Lamont nominated Gillette to serve a second term, but this process hit a few snags. Last month, Eversource and United Illuminating, the state's largest utility companies, filed a lawsuit against Pura and Gillette and accused her of abusing authority. Then Thursday, the Hartford Courant reported text messages and emails between Gillette and state lawmakers who lead the Energy and Technology Committee. Now, Republican legislators are calling for more transparency. Friday, House Minority Leader Vincent Candelora sent an official request to the General Assembly's Nominations Committee to subpoena Gillette's emails. Candelora asked, quote, "Is she the impartial regulator her role demands, or a policy partner to Democrat legislators and a governor's administration pushing costly energy mandates?" Environmental advocates who backed Gillette's renomination say 37 different groups signed on to a letter to the Nominations Committee this week and encouraged them to support her.
A vote against Marissa is a vote against ratepayers. It's a vote against small businesses and companies that rely on her to keep costs down. If the regulated community is able to remove the regulator, then what do we got? Where are we as a state in terms of protections for ratepayers?
After all these delays, a confirmation hearing for Gillette has now been scheduled for next Thursday, February 20th. In the studio, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61.
All right, Emma, thank you. A Manhattan federal judge heard arguments today from 19 attorneys general, including Connecticut's William Tong. They are suing Elon Musk and Doge from accessing sensitive information housed in the Treasury Department. Now, the attorneys general say Musk and Doge's access to the system puts Americans' personal data at risk. Listen.
This is the largest data breach in American history. We're talking about social security numbers. We're talking about banking information. We're talking about addresses, biometric information, states and payment information, routing numbers, bank accounts. All of this puts all of us at risk.
There is currently a temporary restraining order to keep Musk and Doge from accessing that system.
Valentine's Day is all about love, and in Hartford, city leaders want neighbors to show that love by improving their neighborhoods. Mayor Arunan Arulampalam and the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving launched the 2025 Love Your Block program. That initiative provides grants up to $2,500 for residents and $25,000 for community organizations to fund neighborhood beautification and cleanup efforts.
If you have an idea, if you've been passing a corner and thinking, oh, maybe if we could do something on that corner, if you've seen a vacant lot in your neighborhood and said, oh, maybe we can get together and do something about that. If you've seen something on your street you want to work on together, we have money for you.
Those applications are open now through March 14th. We have a link on fox61.com.
In February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and Connecticut's largest domestic violence agency, Interval House, is doubling down on prevention efforts despite looming federal funding cuts. With 15.5 million children exposed to domestic violence each and every year, experts say early intervention is critical. Interval House is expanding its Breaking the Cycle program, teaching young people about healthy relationships through schools, libraries, and community partnerships.
We have an opportunity to break the cycle, and we can break that cycle in the early teens so that they have their whole life in front of them in healthy relationships.
Interval House says federal funding has been cut, and that has forced them to get creative when it comes to outreach. They say adults need to model healthy behaviors, and they sent out teen dating violence awareness toolkits. You can check them out on fox61.com.